Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. I apologize for the lighting. I have no control over the weather, however. It is a overcast day today. It rained this morning. It's supposed to rain in about an hour again. Um, yeah, so, and the more light I add in here, the more glare I get. So I'm hoping that this will work. Doesn't look too bad through the lens or through the camera view. I am not here with a flip through, as you will notice. I have a few more things to get done on our multi TNs. I have put all the stuff in that we discussed and that we went over, all the envelopes, all the corner tucks and pockets, some of the journaling paper. I did add the lace trim to page 1. But I still need to cut out some other ephemera and journal cards to stuff in there. So I'm hoping to finish that after I finish this, but I wanted to get going on this project. And as I said before, we're going to be doing a file folder. I'm going to abbreviate this name, but basically we are going to be doing a Yuletide Carol hanging file folio journal. Inspired by Ideas Times 2, she made a cute little folio out of, she made an ephemera folio out of a file folder. And my sister, not too long ago, I hauled this. My sister had given me a whole bunch of these. I probably have 30 of them. And I thought, oh, this would be a great way to use this up. They're all red. So I know that this has kind of a burgundy feel to it, but I'm hoping that once I add ink and around the edges, etc., that it will it'll work. Now, the gal, and I can't remember her name. I want to say it was Betsy. She used this side over here as a wraparound, so we are going to do that as well. And then she added two angled pockets, and she made an ephemera folio, whatever you want to call it. And I think what I'm going to do now, it says Office Depot everywhere, but I'm not going to worry about that because I'm going to add images to the inside and the outside, and then this is going to wrap around, but I am going to cover that, and then this is going to be a pocket. But what I like is it's going to be a one signature journal. The fold is already here for me, and I will reinforce that with some Tyvek or something. What I like about this is that it's already got score marks here. Exactly where I want to put my wraparound and exactly where I want to put my pocket, which leaves me 6. So I'm going to trim down the height to 9, and I will have a 9 by 6, perfect for an 8.5 by 11 journal pages. So I will be going through here and selecting some pages like I did in Christmas in July for my 6 designer pages, and then I'll do I think I'm going to go ahead and do 10 coffee dyed paper. I want it to be a little bit more, a little bit chunkier this time. And they always end up chunky anyway, but I thought I would add a little bit more. I am going to do the coffee dyed paper on the thinner 20 pound because I'm not doing an actual coffee dye, I'm just printing. And I think that'll be a little less weight as far as the coffee dye is concerned, because this paper is thick. It's not a quite it feels like maybe 40-50 pound weight, but it doesn't say anywhere on here. It's quite substantial. So 6 sheets of that is going to be a lot of bulk. So I'm going to use the 20 pound for the coffee dyed pages, and then we'll add some bags and some music paper and things like we normally do. And I hope I can come up with something new you haven't seen before. A lot of times I repeat myself, you know, that what they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Or if it ain't broke, don't fix it, whatever. But I am going to attempt, and I don't know, I'm looking at the ephemera pages here. A lot of the ephemera here, and I don't know if you can see that, is vertical. Except for those two pieces that were horizontal, and last time I tried to make that envelope thing and stick in, and it was way too big, and so I ended up doing a flip over with it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I wish there was what size would that be? It's 3 by 4. I wish there were horizontal 3 by 4 cards in here. But maybe we will make our own. This would be a nice thing to make with because I think we could get a couple of different little designs on there. But we'll see. We'll play, and I may just forego that idea completely. I don't know. But when I pulled this out, it went flying everywhere because I had stuffed all of the extra pieces parts inside. So it was buried, and guess what I found right on top of it? Kirby Teasdale Studio. Okay, after I brought it home, I was pretty sure that I did buy that paper pack already. The reason I didn't remember it is because I bought it at the other Hobby Lobby, but it was only 5 months ago. You'd think I would have remembered it, and I think I've used it in something. I don't know what, but anyway, maybe I only used a couple of pieces or something. I don't know. But let's start working on the cover here. So I'm going to cut this down to 9 inches. I think I'm going to cut off these strips first because those are kind of hard to get over. And hopefully I can see where they go. They're about 1 inch. I think I'll go 1.25 inches. Trim that off. Will that give me enough left on that pocket? Let's see how big that is. How about I use my ruler? It's a little bit easier. Okay, so this is 3 1/4. If I cut off 1 1/4 inches, that's going to leave me only with 2 inches, which would work. But I think I'm going to try and get right up against that inch there. And save me a little bit extra because I'd rather have a little bit extra there. All right, let's see if I'm going to stand up. Have enough. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay, and I am going to save this. Oops, I'm sorry. Because it just occurred to me that with these little slits, you could totally weave ribbon in and out of this for something else. So I may save just a couple of those. I'm not going to save them all because I have too many things that I'm saving. So all right, let's turn this the other way. Now we've got, I want this to be 9 inches. Oh, see, I mean, there was like a sliver. That was all I went over. Perfect. Okay, so let's go to 9 inches. Trim that. Okay, so now she rounded the corners. I don't know, do I want to round the corners or not? Probably not, because I'm going to be using this as a pocket. Now see, this is that little bit of that other piece I cut off that was actually glued down. And this glue usually will dry up anyway. That's why those metal bars come out so easily. All right, so we are going to be folding both of these. It doesn't really matter which way around it goes. So one of these is going to be a pocket, and one of these is going to be the closure. So I think what I will do is round the corners on the closure, and that'll also help me differentiate, because I want to add some paper here before I glue this down. So let me get my corner rounder, or corner chomper. We'll chomp away. There we go. All right, so that'll be the cover, and then this will come around. Now I need to score another little piece on there. I probably should have paid more attention when I was trimming this, because I've got that piece up there. I'm going to have to come really close to the edge with my mat, but that's okay. Okay, so this will come like this. We've got that score mark, and I think I'm going to score 1/4 of an inch away from that. I'm just going to bring that up there. I'm going to line this up with the 2-inch mark. It's just easier. So I've got the 8 is where the original score line is, and this doesn't seem to be straight, but I think it'll work. So between the two, and I might even go in between just so it kind of rounds itself out. Okay. So that will give me, and I'm just folding on those little lines. So it gives us a little rounded edge. Okay. All right, so let's decide what we want for the cover. Now, she sewed around the entire thing. I am not going to do any sewing on this project for today. I did save this little piece we cut off to make like a booklet or something. We'll do something with that. But let's decide what we would like for the cover. Let me look through what I've got already cut off first. Oh, there's a piece of Jingle Bell. That would make a nice pocket. Got some little tags and stuff. There were a lot of tags in this collection. That whole one page was all tags. Oh, piece of coffee dyed paper. Hey. This might make a nice cover here. I love that joy. That we will use that for something. This is kind of small though, so I might look for the other one. So let's use these pieces for ephemera. But I want to find that page with the stripe. It doesn't have a lot of red, and I think that will be great for the cover. So these were the other pages that I had left over from that last project. So don't think any of these are the one I'm looking for. No. All right, so let's find it. I just love this collection. This is so nice. Let's see, it was the one that had joy at the top. It looks like I lost the back of this book. Maybe I used it for book covers, who knows? There it is, okay. All right, so I think, well, let me take the branding strip off. We will save that for something else. It's not perforated. Well, I thought I had my desk cleaned off enough to do a new project. And I'm still got to work on those other books. I want to get those finished today, but I wanted to go ahead and move on with this project. Okay, here we go. May your Christmas be bright and happy. Oh, I guess I still need this. All right, so I guess we want 8.5 by 5.5, right? That leaves an awful big border. It's 9 by 6. Let's do 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. I'd like to have a little bit less of a border. Okay. And this way, 8 3/4. And then there's plenty of this paper left to use for the back cover. So let's go ahead and do that. 5 3/4. Well, let's do 8 3/4. And 5 3/4. Okay. And even that is a cute little border strip. All the cutoffs on here are really neat. I'm going to cut this word joy off and put it up at the top so I don't forget about it. Okay. So I don't quite have enough with that one for the wraparound, and now I'm wondering if this was even a good piece to choose, because this piece is going to wrap around. But yeah, it shows the majority of it. I think it'll be okay. These two pieces aren't long enough, but maybe I have. Where's that other piece? Maybe I could do something like that with this piece. I think I want to do something completely contrasting. I think that would be too much. So let's not do it. But let's go ahead, ink this paper. I'm going to switch to my vintage photo distress oxide, because I want this to be a little bit darker than the gathered twigs. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this. It almost looks green in this light. So it'll be interesting to see if we have a sunny day. Hopefully it's sunny tomorrow. I'll go ahead and fast forward this part. You may have noticed, oh my word, what a mess. You may have noticed that I have turned it inside out. And the reason I did that was when I had it this way, this is at the top. This way it's at the bottom. It's less noticeable. And I'll be covering that up. These two at the bottom won't be as noticeable. There, like that. And I am going to cover that up, and we'll ink around that if we need to add more, but I think we're good. So, and I think I'll probably just, whatever I use for this contrasting, maybe I can find that green, do the solid green here, and here I'll use it on the inside as well. And then I'm still pulling off that piece that was glued on. It's in little, just little pieces of it. I think I got most of it. All right, so let's go ahead and ink this. The one thing I do notice about the oxide, it stays wet longer, and but it does dry. I have had pigment inks in the past that never dried. Like I've got one in my scrapbook right now that I had used a silver pigment on the scrapbook page. It never did dry, and that was like 15, no, more than 15. It was like 20 years ago. It's still not dry. It never dried. I guess you have to, I've tried heat setting it, whatever, you need to emboss over it. But these actually do dry in a certain amount of time. So they are designed to do that. So go ahead and ink this. Gotta make sure I don't lose track of time. I've got the dog groomer coming in an hour, so my little boy's gonna get a haircut and a bath and be all dressed up for Christmas. Okay, so let's, not gonna glue that down until I put the piece inside. Let's do the cover. This will be the cover. All right. So, and then as soon as I get this video going, then I will keep continuing on working with those multiple TNs so I can get those up in my Etsy store. Alrighty. That down. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oops. Okay, we'll do this one. Okay, so I've got the front cover, I've got the back cover, and we've run out of time. Camera popped off, so we will work on this tomorrow. I have not scored to make a gusset. I just am going to do one signature, so I'm just going to leave it that way. But I am going to go ahead and run some micropore tape down the middle just to give it a little extra something something. And then that's pretty much easy to ink over, and then we'll mat these next time. So I'll be pulling papers, finishing up the multiple TNs, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.